Have you ever pondered the origins of Easter and Passover? Are they simply two sides of the same coin, or do they traverse divergent paths through history? Let's set off on a journey to unravel these mysteries. First, we delve into Passover, a significant event in history, typically referred to as a Jewish feast. However, it's important to keep in mind that Yahweh commanded the Israelites to observe this feast long before the Jewish religion was established. Its roots are found in the book of Exodus, where the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt. Yahweh, the God of Israel, sent 10 plagues upon Egypt, the last of which was the death of every firstborn. However, the Israelites were spared by marking their doorposts with lamb's blood, leading Yahweh to pass over their homes. Hence, the term Passover was born. This event signifies not only physical but also spiritual liberation. It is a reminder of Yahweh's deliverance and the beginning of a new covenant with his people. The book of Leviticus 23 verse 5 specifies the date for this observance. Yahweh's Passover begins at twilight on the 14th day of the first month. Today it remains a vital commemoration, reminding us of Yahweh's mercy and power. Now let's turn our attention to Easter. Its origins are mixed. Some attribute it to pagan traditions, others to ancient Mesopotamian festivals. Theories range from celebrating Eostri, an Anglo-Saxon goddess, to deriving from a festival of Ishtar, aka Isis, a goddess of love and war, also known as Semiramis, the wife of Nimrod, discussing traditions like the Easter bunny and the dyeing of Easter eggs with her blood. Symbols of fertility and life are associated with her, having pagan roots. In Ezekiel 8:14, 17 verse 14, Ezekiel shocked at a greater abomination, women weeping for Tammuz. This is another pagan practice, a very sexual one involving ritual prostitution. Ezekiel saw them mourning the death of a Mesopotamian god whose myth said he was resurrected to new life, a mockery of the redeeming death and life-giving resurrection of the true Son of Yahweh. Verse 16 sees a fourth vision in the inner court of the temple. About 25 men with their backs toward the temple and their faces toward the east, and they were worshiping the sun toward the east. This is obviously some sort of pagan sunrise service, in which they honor the sun more highly than Yahweh. Each abomination is described as being greater in wickedness than the one before. Verse 17, Yahweh asks, "Is it a trivial thing to the house of Judah to commit abominations which they commit here in the temple? For they have filled the land with violence. Then they have returned to provoke me to anger." To Christians today, Easter represents the resurrection of Jesus Christ. As written in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verses 3-4, Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures. He was buried. He was raised on the third day. It is important to note here what is the sign of Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the whale, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Matthew 12:39-40. The problem with the Messiah's statement is that he was in the heart of the earth for 3 days, as the ancients counted, with Friday counting as day -1, but not 3 days and 3 nights from Friday to dawn, Sunday morning. Please pray to our Father Yahweh and ask him to reveal the truth to you, and seek out his word to know the truth and what he commands of you, and as well what he commands you not to do. So we see one holiday and one holy day with distinct histories and significances. Passover, a commemoration of liberation and divine intervention, and is commanded to be observed throughout our generations. Easter, a celebration with pagan sexual roots, now associated with resurrection and new life. Of these things, we are commanded by our Father not to serve any other gods. He is a loving but jealous Father. While the origin of Easter is clearly shrouded in paganism, the relevance of Passover and its observance is clear in the Scriptures.